Hey there, it's me, possibly your favorite libertarian. Today I got a quick video for you. I noticed some issues right out the box with this optic, so I wanted to make sure you were aware of them. I was going to do a whole video and shooting footage and all sorts of stuff like I normally do with videos, but I found certain issues that I want to make sure you're aware of, and I felt like I needed to do this video instead of that video to be open, honest, and transparent with you. If you like that sort of thing, maybe subscribe. Either way though, let's talk about the issues that I found with the Scs Carry. Now first I'll tell you what this optic actually is. It is just like the SCS, but it is enclosed. So you can see we got a screen there and a screen there. And this is the closed emitter SCS. The SCS is the solar carry system, something like that. I'm probably butchering the acronym, but it has a big solar panel on the top here, and as opposed to the previous model that had it down here. And what this does is it has a bunch of different sensors. It's supposed to figure out what the lighting conditions are with all these sensors and then auto adjust the brightness for you. So we'll talk about that and why that didn't work for me. But it also, in this case, is a green reticle, and it is a multi-reticle system. So it's a circle dot, just the circle or just the dot. And it all is controlled with this little button right here. So if you hold this down, it'll cycle through your different reticle options. And if you just press it once, it'll put it to the max brightness setting if you're having issues with what it determined was the brightness level for you. 20,000 hour battery that is constantly recharged with the solar panel. So I thought this was going to be a really good idea for it just being like a bomb proof system for apocalypse, end times, EDC. But I did notice some issues. One was a defect and the other were just issues for either my eyes or just in general that I want to make sure you're aware of. So let's talk about those right now. First, we have the reticle. The reticle is, or I should say the emitter is crooked on this particular one. Now I have had an issue with that in the past with Holosun optics. The 515GM was doing the same thing. I bought that one off of Amazon, so I just returned it to Amazon and bought something else. There is a defect rate with any product. Holosun's is very low. Their customer service was great though with this one. I reached out and said, hey, I've got a crooked emitter. It said, here's the RMA. We'll pay for you to ship it to us, and we'll pay for shipping for the new one to you. It'll be about 3 weeks. So they were great. They answered all my weird questions. That's partly why I'm making this video, just to say, hey, their customer service was great for me. So that's my personal experience. The other thing that was weird about this particular reticle was that the bottom line was longer than the other lines in the circle, and it also bled through to the inner circle as well, which was also strange. So apart from the reticle being canted, it was also not symmetrical, which for someone OCD like me, it drove me crazy. Let's talk about though the specific things for me and my eyes. Your mileage may vary, but for my personal experience, let's talk about the other things that make it so I'm probably not gonna keep this. I'll probably go with the EPS carry instead. First thing is going to be it's blurry. And I don't mean it's starbursty like the brightness level is too high or I have a astigmatism, because I don't. 20/20 vision, no astigmatism. It is actually blurry. I don't know if that's because it's green and it has the two pieces of glass to make it enclosed, and because the hue, instead of it being like a blue hue, is more like a kind of like pinkish hue, but it's blurry, and that's not great. I have used the 507CX2 that my dad has for his CZP10C. Try saying that 10 times fast. Didn't have any issues with that, but that was an open emitter. So maybe that's that combination of closed emitter and green does not work for my eyes, but I have the red open emitter. That works great. And I have used closed emitter optics from Holosun that are red, and I haven't had that issue. Another thing that I noticed was that in certain lighting conditions, even though I had the circle and the dot turned on for the reticle option, once I turned the flashlight on, I could only see the dot. That's not good. I definitely don't like that. I couldn't really control the brightness settings to the point that I wanted to have them at. For all of my Holosun optics, I have them at a level 9 brightness setting. And that is perfect for when I have the light on in the dark and I'm looking at something through the optic, and all the other lighting situations, daylight, bright, all that stuff. It works great for me, for my eyes. I can't get it to that level, and the sensors in this, while they are vastly improved upon from previous generation of the sensors for figuring out how bright you want the auto brightness to be, they don't put it at the level that I need it to be for me. There is one way of getting around that, kind of. And that is if you just press this button for 1 second, it will crank the brightness up all the way to the brightest possible. Couple problems with that for me and how I would be using it. One is that if you're in a situation where you're having to draw your gun and you start shooting at the bad guy, you're not going to have the wherewithal and you're not going to be able to pause the gunfight, find this little button here, press it, and get it brighter if it's not bright enough. Whatever setting it's at when you pull it out is what you're fighting with. The other thing that's an issue with that particular button or that option is it only lasts for 30 minutes. So I could see if you're a competition shooter running a stage, you go, oh, let me game this stage. Oh, wait, that's not bright enough. If you're actually in a life or death situation, that whole scenario doesn't work. It's too bright in other lighting situations besides the total pitch black darkness and having your flashlight on. That super high brightness level isn't going to work even if you could keep it on that setting all the time, which you can't. It's only 30 minutes long. For me, I think a vast improvement in this particular system would be if that one tap was how you cycled through what brightness level you wanted it at. It would stay at that brightness level. It would just remember your brightness setting, and then the solar panel would just keep it at that brightness setting. That would be probably making this perfect. If you could do that, get rid of the other issues and have it not be blurry, I would keep this optic. But for me, I'm gonna have to go with the EPS carry probably in red just to be safe, because I'm kind of scared of the green at this point, so that it will work for me using this as an EDC optic. I hope this was helpful for you. If you do want to help support the channel, you can click on my link in the description below or in the pinned comment, yourfavoritelibertarian.com. All my links are there, all my discount codes are there. That's the best way to support the channel. But if you found this video helpful and this information useful, liking it, subscribing, sharing this video really helps. So I appreciate that as well. That is the free way to help support the channel. If you have any prayer requests, put those in the comment section below. I love praying for you guys. And as always, thanks for watching. Stay free. God bless.
Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.